Hi, and welcome to Stories About Blank, the podcast where we challenge ourselves and you to create brand new stories based on prompts we have never seen before.
Woohoo! I'm Katie.
And I'm Morton.
Yay! So we decided this time around to do a prompt that is a line of dialogue.
Yes, we are still using writingexercises.co.uk. We are open to other alternatives, but so far we are just, this is
There's so many
a
options
deep
on
well
this.
of random writing prompts. So it's like, why not keep coming back to it? So we said we're going to get a line of dialogue that has to appear somewhere in the story. We discussed a little bit, do we start with it? But I think it's more fun that it just has to appear somewhere.
Yeah.
Gives more opportunities for creativity.
It feels like I have hiccups. It feels like a improv game.
Yeah.
Where you have the two lines of dialogue that you're only allowed to use those lines.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So our line of dialogue for today's story is: a boy needs his father.
Okay.
Okay. Huh.
I am not inspired. Another! This prompt, I hate it. Another!
Okay.
Oh, really? We can do that?
Yeah, I suppose we could, but no. Wait, no. The whole point of this is that we're forcing ourselves. I think this could be a really good exercise.
All right.
And here's the thing: if this doesn't have to be it doesn't even have to be crucial to the story.
Wait. I think inspiration is coming. Get out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Yes. If you feel like it, please take some time to write your own story containing the dialogue line, "A boy needs his father." And either way, we'll be back soon.
Yay! And we're back.
Yes, welcome back.
Morton is looking very pleased with himself.
So I went weird with it.
Did you now? That is so off-brand.
And I'm not sure, and it's pretty short. It could maybe be there's already quite a bit of exposition, but it might still have needed more exposition to be. Hopefully, it's clear enough what's going on.
Shall we jump in?
Yes, I would love for you to go first.
You would like me to go first?
Yes.
Oh gosh. But first, a word from the sponsor. Me, Katie. Are you a creative person that just feels like you're in a rut? It's hard to get going. Maybe you've been doing the same thing for a long time and you're just not motivated or excited about it anymore. Are you somebody that wants to make content to put out there into the world and find your people, but you don't know where to start, you don't have ideas? Or maybe are you looking for a video editor to put together your footage, to puzzle it into something special and communicative? This is something I can do. I am somebody who is really excited to come up with ideas and to give inspiration and encouragement towards making it a reality. And I am a video editor, and I have a website where you can kind of see more about my process, how it works, how it's adaptive, how we can connect so that we can work on your creative block. It's clearingthecreative.com, and I mean it should be clearing for the creative, but semantics. We're not clearing away the creativity, but we're clearing the way for it to blossom. So if that sounds good to you, check out my website. I've got a blog on it. There's lots of information. And yeah, let's get back to the episode. All right. I got 576 words.
You win this time. I
Oh,
was under 500.
I thought I was pretty short because there are parts in there where I was just really stuck. Don't read,
Sorry.
you little reader person.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
I'm only at 460.
Okay. It was a long summer, being alone, feeling dusty and uninspired and sad in a cold, stony kind of way. for the 10-year-old and for the 50-year-old. It was hard to see Steve like that. It was hard to not be able to comfort him. He would try to connect, tried to remind him about the things he loved to do. He wished he was able to be what he needed. There were so many things left to teach him. Hopelessness drained him. John felt so stuck and hollow, and he knew it was how they both felt. Steve hated to be here, in this lonely place with no one around. He had resented the frail strangers with their soft hugs that didn't feel any substance. He had dutifully held out his arms as his mom gave him an angry look in case he didn't. And slowly they finished up all the special food and were back to bologna sandwiches and not playing baseball, and sometimes reading a book to escape into another world that wasn't this one. It was so much better in there than out there. Closing the last page felt like reality was slapping him in the face. It was awesome when a friend finally showed up. He always had ideas of games to play and never had to leave. They explored the woods and train tracks and put pennies on it and ran out of the way. They ran, and it felt amazing to feel his heart pounding so fast. Soon there was a slight chill in the air, and he was swept up in the car to try on clothes for the new school year. While he was in the waiting room, he overheard people talking. "A boy needs his father," a voice hissed angrily, and another one sounded a little pleading and comforting, but he couldn't make it out. The words stung, and he felt the pain in his heart. He crumpled up and held his knees against his chest, and tears started falling. What am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do with something you need but you don't have? John was in there with him, invisible and holding himself in the same way. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to give something that I can't give? But instead of feeling hopeless this time, he felt all the love in his body rise up from his feet straight up to his head. He could see the blue light travel through and land in his hand. He knew he didn't have much time, and he took his hand and put it on Steve's shoulder. He gripped it and actually felt his son for the first time in all these months. He tried to put all the words he couldn't speak, all the love that he felt into that touch, and slowly he started to float up. He popped up through the roof of the changing room, through the top of the building, and through the sky. Steve had thought he was dreaming, but knew he wasn't. He knew his dad was saying goodbye, and he could feel him moving away. He looked up, but he knew he wasn't going to see anything. He got the message. Yeah, he needed him, and he was never going to stop missing him, but he would see him again.
Huh. So you also went a bit weird with it. But different flavor of weird. I can say that.
Yeah.
But that's interesting choices of names.
Yeah, well, I'm not that creative.
Yeah, it's also funny. Well, you see
Oh,
this
okay.
way, but also like, well, but it was something I felt about just because I don't know, like, did you purposefully name them after your relatives?
I didn't think too quickly, but yeah, those names were quickly at hand. Steve is the name of my awesome uncle that passed a while back, and my grandpa's also named is John, and he also passed 20 odd years ago.
Okay. But yeah, that was beautiful.
I was crying when I was writing.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to be like showing that because I just wanted to let it speak for itself. Was it super obvious?
No, it wasn't. It was like I figured it out before the final reveal, but not long before. So yeah, I think that was good.
Mm.
Okay, you want mine?
Absolutely.
Jerome had hit rock bottom and then kept going. He was so embedded in the shady side of the city that he couldn't remember the light, and these days that's what he preferred. There was no working your way up from here, so instead he had worked his way into the central chambers of the most vile elements of the city, and he had found a place to belong. But nothing lasts forever. The bust had come out of nowhere. Clearly there was a snitch, but Jerome couldn't imagine who. Either way, the cops had been listening. Just as the two gangs had finished discussing the results of the newly drawn borders between the turfs and the division of profits from various activities within those turfs, the pigs had rushed the place and tossed everyone into vans. That was an hour ago, and Jerome hadn't spoken to anyone since then. At one point, a cop had come into the interrogation room where he was chained to the table like a dog, but only to tell him that they were waiting for a specific investigator to come talk to him. He didn't care. He wasn't planning on talking, no matter who was in the room with him. When the investigator entered and introduced himself as Detective Leo Fisher, Jerome spat at his feet. Detective Fisher calmly sat down at the other side of the table and spoke a single sentence. A boy needs his father. Suddenly, Jerome's head felt like it was burning. He closed his eyes as the world began melting around him. A minute later, Detective Stephen Hart opened his eyes. Ooh, damn, that hurts. His gaze settled on the person across from him. Leo? Did it work? How long was I out there? Well, we have at least conspiracy charges on a dozen guys, plenty more on some of them. He reached over and unlocked the cuffs. But it took a bit longer than we'd hoped. It's October 16th. October? I missed Andy's birthday? Nina's gonna kill me. Hey, she knew what you signed up for. I think she'll just be happy to have you back. We were all a bit worried that the deprogramming phrase wouldn't work. Well, it sure seems to have worked. If you like me, anything between March and now is just a fog. Well, the doctors are waiting to check you out and remove the subdermal tracker. As soon as you get the green light from them, you are officially on paid leave. Go home and spend some time with your family.
Oh! I was so confused there for a second. Like, it's a sleeper code? What?
Yeah.
Dude! That's so... Whoa. Well done, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, what can I do with this phrase? And then I was like, okay, it's someone being reminded that their son needs them. And I was like, what if until they hear the phrase they can't even remember they have a son? And then that's...
Can you just really quickly read the sentences of right after the code line is said?
A boy needs his father. Suddenly, Jerome's head felt like it was burning. He closed his eyes as the world began melting around him. A minute later, Detective Stephen Hart opened his eyes. Ooh, damn, that hurts. His gaze settled on the person across from him. Leo, did it work? How long was I out there?
Oh, man. You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
It's interesting to think about you getting all trying to make sense of a criminal underworld.
Yeah. I mean, I was, wasn't like... I was like, I'm just going to skim over this.
Yeah. Basics is all that's necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing in writing. Like, you can get really caught up in what you don't know and feeling like, oh, I need to find out a bunch of things. But just write what you do know. You can fill in blanks later.
Yeah. Like, if you enjoy doing research, that's fine. Just don't, set aside, if you want to research, set aside research time that is separate from your writing time. Would be my advice.
I got so stuck in this one. I knew what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to make it so obvious from the beginning that the dad was dead.
Wait, he was dead?
You suck. Best episode ever.
Nah.
But and just showing the similarities between them of feeling the exact same way.
Yeah.
But I felt really stuck there. And then I felt embarrassed when I got to the part about the friend because I realized I had wanted to make that another ghost storyline. And then I abandoned that. So I was like, oh, shoot. Do I still leave that part? Oh, I'll just leave that part in and keep going.
I was wondering when you said the whole thing about never had to leave and things.
But then I was like, when I was getting into that part of the story, I'm like, shoot, I still need to bring in a boy needs his father. How do I bring this in? So I abandoned that and then just kept going. So this is real messy, folks.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Again, we're not, the point of this podcast is not to create perfectly written stories. It is writing. you write, and then you can go back and look at it and go like, oh, I could have done this better. I could have changed that.
Or I could go into more detail on this.
Yeah.
I could paint the description. I could describe the store. I could describe the feelings.
Yeah, and that's like, yeah. Don't expect perfect results right away. Is a very important lesson to take. I feel like it might be interesting. I'm saying this now, where it's like when we are this is the fifth episode.
Yep.
That like it would be really cool to at some point in the future come back and like pick a couple of our old stories and then like read them again months later and actually do an editing pass on them and see what we can change. But that's a future thing.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else to talk about?
No. Just yeah. If you wrote a story, tell us about it.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you still can.
Yeah.
There are no rules here. You can go back and listen to the prompt again, or just if at this point we've said it enough times, you might remember it. You can write it now, even after you heard our stories. That's totally fine. Just or if this inspires you to write something completely different that has nothing to do with our prompt, that's really cool too.
Yeah. You had in one episode you'd had been like, don't be afraid to tell your stories or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You could come up with a different end line each time.
Yeah, I mean, I already did like the whole call to writing action there.
Yeah.
So it's we'll see if we put it outtakes at the end if anyone hears any of this.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been Stories About Blank. Thank you so much for listening, enjoying this. We would love it if you would share this with another creative-minded person, or maybe in like a Reddit thing that's appropriate to creativity and podcasting. I don't know anything about Reddit, but you know, Facebook groups where a lot of these places you're not allowed to share your own stuff. They're like, no self-promotion. So if anybody would like to help us get in there and promote ourselves out there, that would be so helpful. Yeah, especially if you genuinely like it. Thank you. Thank you for liking this video and doing the things that are helpful for showing the YouTube that it is liked and seen. And we're just going to keep on going, keep on writing, keep on hoping that you are also writing and stepping out of your comfort zone and yeah, doing the things. So, thank you.